Sorry for the delay. It took us a little bit to get fully set up this morning, but we're so grateful to have you all out here and to watch the Empower Your Dreams competition. Before we get started, we would like to have an opening prayer from Sister Charity, if she could come up.
Dear Father in heaven, we are so much grateful for this day, thankful for the opportunity that we got to wake up and come for the Empower Your Dreams competition today. And as it is the finals, we pray that those who are going to be presenting their ideas, that might be with them, help them that everything they've been learning throughout will be a very good experience for them, and that it'll help them as they continue with their studies and just life. And we pray that we'll all be able to have a good time, be able to learn from each other, and that we'll be able to share aloha. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
All right, thank you, Charity. We're actually going to be starting off with a quick video made by the media production team, which is about the t-shirt. Following that, we're going to go into a little bit about what this competition is going to be like today and the schedule, and then we're going to have Brooke speak with us.
Kia ora, I'm Sam Mangaka here. I was born and raised in Brisbane, Australia. My dad...
That played at the end. But I'm going to turn the time over to Brooks, and he's going to talk a little bit about what this competition is going to look like today.
You ready for this? Yeah. All right, let's go, right? You guys excited? I'm excited. I'm really excited. We've been working really hard for this, and I know the teams have too. We started out with over 100 teams, okay? Can you believe that? 100 teams. We're down to our final 10. So first of all, I want to congratulate the finalists. Let's give them a round of applause. Not easy to get here. There has been a lot of hard work, a lot of lost sleep, I'm sure, a lot of tears. I've seen a few tears, right? But it's worth it. We have some amazing prizes. $6,000 to the first place team, $5,000 for the second place team, $4,000 for the third place team, and every contestant, everybody participating today gets $500 at least, right? Let's go. Now, while that's important, the learning is far more important. Any of these judges that are here will tell you, while that money sounds great, what you're going to learn throughout the competition is going to be far greater. And no matter what happens today, take what you've learned, build upon it, don't give up. Whether you take first place, second place, or 10th place, okay? You're here. You're all worthy to be here. Your ideas are worthy. They're great. Don't give up on them. The fact that you made it this far tells you something, okay? There are a lot of people in life that don't win, that go on to do bigger and better things. Take what you learn, apply it, and keep pushing forward. Entrepreneurship isn't just about building a business. It's about building your life, building who you are, becoming better every single day. And if you can take that and apply it to your family, to your community, and most importantly to yourself, you're going to be successful. I want to thank our guest judges for being here. Can we give them a round of applause? They've all traveled long distances to be here. They're very accomplished. but they love BYU Hawaii. They're here because they love the students and they want to give back. So pay attention to what they have to say. They know what they're talking about. We're so grateful, judges, that you were here for your testimonies, for your mentorship to these students. That's what this is all about. So, contestants, go out, have fun, be confident, you're worthy, you're capable, okay? Show these judges what you got, okay? Did you want me to go over how it works, or are you gonna do it? All right, Jonah is gonna do that. I wanna end by saying, thank you all for being here. Thank you for supporting the Willa Center and Empower Your Dreams, and good luck.
All right, thank you, Brooks. And so today how it's gonna work is we're gonna be having 4 minutes for presentations followed by a 5-minute Q&A. When we hit the end of the 4 minutes, we will make it very clear that your 4 minutes is over, as well as with the 5 minutes. After that, we'll have a transition period, and during that transition period, we'll switch mics, we'll have the next team come up. And yeah, good luck, competitors. We're gonna be starting with the first team, Tasty Wings.
Hello, hello. Aloha everyone, I'm Maria, the owner of Tasty Wings. So back in the Philippines on the year 2020, Filipinos love chicken wings, and up until now. But I noticed that the local chicken wing places in my city, which is in Balanga, lacks quality, flavor, and uniqueness. And when you ask people what is their favorite chicken wing place, they don't have any specific answer. And what I want is for them to have a favorite local chicken wing place. So that's when I decided to take a risk. I took my last $20 bill in my pocket, bought chicken wings and ingredients for my homemade sauce that I've been working on. And that's when Tasty Wings was born. So I started selling Tasty Wings online. And on its first month, Tasty Wings already shows its potential. Our actual net profit for its first month is 19,390 pesos. And based on my research, the average monthly salary of Filipinos are 18,423 pesos. And that's when I realized that Tasty Wings is onto something. Not only we offer chicken wings, we also offer 4 types of pastas, 2 types of burgers, and rice meal. We make money through delivery and takeout sales. And Tasty Wings also collaborated with 2 of the biggest delivery applications in our province, which is Mangan and Papa PH. And Tasty Wings also offer caterings on special events. So here are my 2 biggest competitors as of now. It is Lemon Jar and Show Wings. The only advantage that they have is they offer eat all you can chicken wings. But Tasty Wings has a lot more advantage, where we offer delicious homemade sauces, fresh chicken wings every day, and premium taste yet affordable food. So Tasty Wings target market are people around 15 and older. The reason why I choose this age, because they are the ones who loves to explore food and loves recommending food to other people. And target market and market trends for Tasty Wings, we offer promotions, combinations, limited edition flavors, and discounts. Like this one, it is called Single Ladies Put a Wing on It package. I offered it during Valentine's Day and people really loved it. And for our supply chain, chicken wings will be sourced from Bettina and Gwen Chicken Farm. It is the biggest chicken supplier in Bataan, and it is owned by a family member. And other ingredients will also be locally sourced as well, because I want it to be delivered fresh. And not only it will be fresh, it will also be much cheaper. And for our location strategy, I will be reopening Tasty Wings on its first and original location where I opened my physical store, because I will have a good and strong start, because on the first month of I opened Tasty Wings on its physical store, our net profit is 49,385 pesos, or almost $1,000. And for me to be able to reopen Taste Wings, the funding requirements is 115,000 pesos or $2,000. It includes equipments, permits, cooking oils, and others. And this is the original location of Taste Wings, and this is me with my brand new freezer. And for risk management, for economic downturns, our solution is to offer budget-friendly meal options. And for supply chain disruptions, our solution is to establish multiple supplier partnerships. And for scalability and growth, we're gonna launch flagship store in Balanga, Bataan, food truck expansion, and hopefully do a franchise model. And for our exit strategy, Tasting Wings will be doing liquidation. We're gonna sell off the business assets and use the insights and experience to relaunch in a better form. But I'm really confident that Tasting Wings will run for a long time because I've run it before and I saw Tasting Wings' potential. And in Tasting Wings, not only people recommend us, even chickens recommends us. Mahalo.
So I have a couple of questions actually. Food service always concerns me for a lot of reasons. One is the margins can be really low. Two is the amount of waste you can have. Can you hear me or no?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay. How about now?
Yeah.
Okay. Supply chain issues. You've done this before, if I understand
Yep.
correctly. Have you run into any supply chain issues in the past, and why did you get out of the business?
So my first problem for supply chain is when the Philippines had the bird flu, and specifically on our province. And since my biggest supplier is from also Bataan, what I did is I expanded my menu. That's why I offered pastas and burgers. And what I did is I tried like looking for suppliers outside my province, and my auntie who owned a chicken farm in the Bataan has a connection in Pampanga as well, like outside Bataan. So that's why I had like supplies as well from other towns, from other province.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe one other question for me. When you think about your experience with the original store, what would you do differently? What kind of risks or liabilities did you see in that experience that you would try to address going in, and how would you do it differently? And why would you do it differently?
I think what I do differently is to like offer dine-in, because before I didn't offer dine-in because it's pandemic. But I think if I will be offering dine-in, my sales would be much higher, because some people, when they were like walking like in front of Taste Wings, what they ask first is, do I offer dine-in? So I think that I will like do that when I reopen Taste Wings. I will offer dine-in.
Have you thought about how you can build up some sort of moat, some defensibility, so that not a great chef comes to the area and makes something that's potentially even better? So tell me a little bit about how you think about competition and how you can build up moats and defensibility against that.
Okay. So I don't have a photo, but when I offered a new flavor called Honey Hot Wings, a month after, my competitors offered honey sriracha as well. But I'm really confident with my sauce because it's 100% original recipe, and also they can like copy the name and the look of the wings, but I'm really confident that they cannot copy the taste of my wings.
I had a quick question for you. If the community is used to all you can eat, and especially if you open a store where people can come and eat, do you think they're going to want to or expect that as well? I tasted your wing yesterday. The sauce was wonderful.
Thank you.
And just as a follow-up to that, would you be considering selling the sauce as a separate thing in the store?
Yeah, I'm planning to do like a sauce in a bottle where I will sell the sauce to customers, or if resellers, they want to sell my sauce. The lifespan of that sauce is like 1 month for 1 month.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So, as we spoke yesterday, I believe you said you're the only employee
Yep.
at this point. Is that sustainable?
Like during the pandemic, it's really sustainable because what I do is they do pre-orders, and for a day I limit myself for 7 kilograms. So if people order from me and like I've like already exceed my limit, I won't like be taking orders. I will be taking their orders like on the next day.
Okay, so you'll just have a limited number of orders that you'll do each day?
Yeah.
I think there's a place here in Hawaii that does that, isn't it? But how about delivery of?
Yeah, I collaborated with 2 of the biggest delivery application in our province, and it helped me to expand outside my city as well because they deliver like all around my province.
Excellent.
Plan to use the delivery services, or are you going to deliver it yourself?
I'm still planning to like collaborate with them.
Okay. Because yesterday you mentioned that you are cooking the food,
Yeah.
and you're delivering the food, and you're doing it all yourself.
Thank you. It's on.
This is Sakay,
Aloha, my name is Fatima.
and I am Bella. 11 million children and young Filipinos are not attending school. 32% of them cited transportation as the main reason behind this long-term absence.
We are all about providing safe, reliable, and convenient tricycle transportation services for students in underdeveloped area, particularly Barangay Tabogon, Philippines.
Our service aims to alleviate these daily struggles that these students face during unreliable and conditions like this on the right are how they are currently traveling to school.
As you can see, around 8 students pound this small tricycle, and our survey in the community revealed that
77% of the students said that they feel unsafe and that this method is unreliable in their lives. We want to fix this because we believe students should have access to an education and a safe ride getting there.
our business model is structured upon having a route system to have smooth operation. We will have our 2 tricycles traveling those routes and before and after school hours to get students from school. We'll be charging $18 for a monthly pass, or bi-weekly pass that will be $10. We will also allow our local drivers to use our tricycle for general commuter fares to increase profit. Our market analysis also indicates that Tabogon is one of the central hub hosting only 1 school within an 8-mile area, and its population trend has been increasing for the past few years.
We also want to create a new market where we will capture our competitors. So we will hire the locals to be our employees. That way we're providing a stable income for them instead of competing with them. And then our other competitors are buses in the main cities. However, we will be focusing on the more rural areas, which encompass around half of the country.
This is our tricycle model where we will outsource from manufacturer in the Philippines. As you can see, it can carry 8 students and it's covered from weather condition and it has seat built.
So for our marketing and sales strategy, we will partner with schools and then local organizations like SK. And then we will also hold monthly symposiums to make sure we are on board for student feedback.
This is our breakdown of our daily operations and logistics. We will allow our drivers to check in and out before and after operations for safety inspection. We will be also collecting cash via an online cash app called GCash in the Philippines. And also they have an option to pay in cash payment in our Sakay's office.
So for our risk analysis, our two biggest risks are seasonal demand and accidents and injuries. However, we will be renting our tricycle during the off break. So summer months, the locals can rent for $40 a month. We will also have a special insurance called FPG insurance, and then we will provide training for the tricycles before they start driving. And then for scalability, after we are solidified in Tabogon, we plan to expand to those 4 areas. Our biggest vision is to have an online website where US and Canadian families can sponsor a child or a family in order for them to get to school.
And then this is our financial breakdown. So Sakay hopes to break even after 9 months, and we're going to get 49 students on board. And as you can see, this is a conservative model wherein we're only going to be starting with 2 tricycles, but by year 6, we will hopefully have 10 tricycles and making over $10,000. And yeah, this covers our expenses for our year 1 from insurance, gas, maintenance, and salary.
So for our exit strategy, we plan to partner with big, successful transportation businesses like Valacar, 5-Star, or Victory Liner.
And we need your help in getting us 2 tricycles to get this business on board.
This is our management and organization team, the founders. We will also have an engineer and a recruitment lead. This is Sakay,
Hoping student reaches school safely.
one ride at a time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We enjoyed that. I did, and it looks like you've addressed a really important need in the communities. I have a couple questions, but I'll start with this one. If it's a process where you have subscriptions and people are paying, how are you going to be keeping track of who has paid to get on these tricycles and when they get on? Because if you are only able to take 8 at a time and everybody shows up at the same time, how are you going to manage that?
So at the subscription service, we will be getting paid at the beginning of the month, and then each student will be assigned a time with the route, so according to where they are in the neighborhood. So we want to make sure that it's not random. They will have a subscribe time where we take them to school.
But how will you know who is supposed to be on the bike?
So we're going to have a schedule, like we're going to have a lab book of which students we're picking up at certain times, and then it's going to be a prepaid payment, so it's not postpaid, so they have to pay in order for them to get their right for the next month.
So I envision, and I think this is what Brian's trying to get to, and maybe I'm just misconceiving the whole concept, but I kind of envision your vehicle pulling up to a stop and there's 80 people who want to ride.
Yeah.
How can you tell the difference between the ones that are your customer and have a ticket and the ones that don't?
Oh, okay. So we have a couple options. When we met with our recruitment lead, so he was mentioning we could either do like wristband or ID options for like, I guess, identification, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, like how do you identify your riders out of a group of people?
Yeah.
So one of the questions I have, so clearly it appears to me at least that there's a huge need and that's an antiquated way to travel. My guess, though, is that it's driven based on limitations that prevent it from being modernized. So what is that limitation and how are you solving that?
Okay. So currently, in the rural areas, it's really hard for locals to afford the tricycles. So that's why me and Fatima want to be that resource and connection for them. She has a cultural connection, if you want to mention that.
So I assumed it was money. So if it's money and you're bringing more expensive vehicles and more expensive mode of travel, how does that make it viable or less expensive, right?
So-
How can they afford it?
So actually, they're paying the same amount of money currently for that old model that we just showed a while
So
ago.
you're going to deliver the same, or this upgraded service for exactly the same price
Yes,
as it's taking to ride the way they're riding now?
Yeah.
And I essentially think, I personally think that 10% of your income is a lot for a tricycle for a month, because I did not grow up very, very fortunate, but my parents had to pay for it because we believe it's a necessity to get your students to school, and that's the main reason we feel like that's a driving force that we will get students on board in our business and also family to get their students to get a ride from us.
So you mentioned a large market with millions of students, right, that need that need the service, but yet you're talking about 2 tricycles, so like 16 students. I think there's a delta in terms of the size of the opportunity and kind of the ambition a little bit. So can you talk to us a little bit about, it seems like you're basing this off of what you could do with an investment from winning this competition. If you were to dream really big,
Yeah.
what would that look like?
So we actually have a lot of connections, thankfully, with the local community. So there's an organization called SK, like I mentioned, and they're actually willing to help us. So they provide funding for like education, social businesses. So that's another way. We plan to start with our MVP of 2. However, a future goal obviously would be to start with like 15, 20. But this is just like our basic criteria right now. Anything?
So if this takes off like you'd like it to, so you've got a real small window of time to pick up the students and drop them off. Are you looking at one trip to the school or multiple trips?
So it's going to be a multiple trips per school because we estimated that every ride is going to take around 30 minutes. So we're going to start from 6 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. during the morning, and after school time that from 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. with only our 2 tricycle model. But as Bella said, as we expand throughout and we get more models, we're definitely going to do multiple trips throughout the day.
In the Philippines.
Yeah,
How many kids are in your family?
we're 9. Yeah, there's 9 of us.
We're building an affordable, scalable, and nature-immersive resort concept in the Philippines, budget-conscious consumers. So the problem is that traditional resorts are expensive and Airbnb lacks consistency. And the current generation, millennials and Gen Z, they're mostly budget travelers, and they want affordable, unique, and nature-immersive options. That's where we come in. So that's a traditional Philippine bamboo hut. I don't know if you've seen one before. We can build them for $1,200. We're pretty close to where the suppliers are. So that's our solution to that. And also glamping tents. We also are going to do Instagrammable beach fun experiences. And our break-even occupancy is only at 50%. So we're doing a lot better than other resorts. We have traction. So we've had this company from 2018 to 2023. In this area called Bolinao, Pangasinan. If you ever go to the Philippines, it's in this area called 100 Islands. So we're close to that tourist attraction. We have consistent weekend bookings. We're always fully booked every weekend. And we always hit our target of 50% occupancy. We have established tour partnerships. We have falls, kayaking, and island hopping. And this is actually an award that we won. We're the best affordable beach resort in our area. So think of like half the size of Utah, we're the best. Our business model is our nightly rates is $30 for kubos and $10 for tents, compared to our competitors of $60 to $100. So you're saving like 50% by going to our resort. We also have additional revenue from package tours, food, and equipment rental. We have very low overhead and high profit margins. This is our competitive advantage. So Kubotel offers low-cost, immersive stays that is cheaper than hotels, more standardized than Airbnbs, and easier to scale than traditional resorts. This is our market size. The Philippine tourism industry is $9 billion, and the ecotourism and budget travel is growing at a 15% rate. And our serviceable, obtainable market is at $100 million. Oops. Yeah, this is our operations and growth. So to launch a new site only costs 5 million pesos. And we'll have 10 kubos and 100 tents for each site. And aside from Bolinao, we're expanding to La Union and Zambales, which we can easily do with our revenue. So the average Kubo revenue is $438,000 per year, pesos per year. And we double our value every 1.5 years. And that's what we've had in our past resort. And it's scalable to multiple sites with consistent margins. The ask is 5 million pesos for 20% equity. It will be used for the land lease, the Kubo and tent setup, marketing, and operations. And the projected buyout is 250 million pesos, which would be a 10x return in 5 years. These are potential acquirers that we've identified. That's Kubotel and Lamudi. They're one of the top real estate companies in the Philippines. And Kubotel has redefined budget travel. We're affordable, scalable, and nature immersive. And we're ready to rebuild this company again.
Okay, as it's an interesting concept.
Yeah.
As far as the number of units that you have in operation now, how many do you have?
No, we shut down in 2023.
So it'll be a startup.
Yeah, we'll be doing it again, yes.
Okay. And I know that you don't have the land that you'll be buying, you'll be leasing that, correct?
Leasing, yeah. We're leasing it for $30,000 for 5 years with an extension clause and a buyout clause if needed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you see any challenges with that as far as having only 5 years that you could do that? And then, because they could say, okay, we don't want that there anymore.
With an extension clause, it would be easier, yeah. That's the problem that we had before. Our partner who owned the land just decided didn't want to do it anymore,
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not looking at high-end hotel type situation?
No, no. So the Philippines is, what you call it, it's a third world country, so the budget travel industry is the one we're targeting because we can hit those targets, our occupancy targets easily.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
So Charlie, from my perspective, resorts are awesome, but location's critical, right? And there's only so much of that available on any kind of beach in the world. Have you identified an actual piece of property?
Yes, in that area alone in Bolinao, there's 3 to 4 other properties, undeveloped land, and we can develop them. It's not like Hawaii where there's already a lot of resorts out there. In the Philippines, a lot of the coastline is actually still undeveloped, so there's a lot of ways to expand.
So how much property do you need to build your resort?
2,500 square meters, which is, let's say, 2 or 3 times the size of this room. Yeah.
And do you have any kind of a commitment on ground? Do you have a deal with anybody that said, yeah, we found the ground, you've agreed to lease us the ground at this price? Any kind of commitment at all from anywhere?
No, but we've talked to the locals. We're pretty well known in the area.
So once you identify ground, how long is it to actually get everything put together, get your infrastructure in, and build it?
Pretty easily. Well, we do need to build the bathrooms and stuff. That would take like 2 or 3 months. We have pretty fast workers there. But the Kubo, they build it in the area, so they can be ready in a week or 2.
Kind of regulatory or licensing restrictions or requirements are involved in putting something like this together?
Not much. The Philippines is not strict on those kind of requirements. You can actually just build it without anything, as long as it's below a certain revenue. But yeah, we're going to comply with everything, especially with the 5 million valuation.
So the person that you rented or leased the property from before, your partner, whoever he was, that said you're not going to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Is this the same person you're going to be dealing with for this piece of property?
No. We're going to go with other properties in the area.
In a different place?
Different place, yeah. It's still close to his place, but like different.
So will you be competing with that person?
Yeah.
So he'll be one of your competitors?
Yeah, he's not doing well, so. He doesn't have our brand.
So what is his price per night?
Oh, it's like twice ours, and it doesn't have our, the reason why we're super successful is because of our marketing. We only spent $200 back in 2018, But we went viral, and our Facebook page has 37,000 followers. And we focus a lot on repeat customers. So we have the same customer coming in once or twice a year for the entire 5 years, bringing in new customers. So we rely a lot on word of mouth. So that's why we've been super successful.
So while that's a great foundation with a Facebook page and everything, you can't rely upon that forever. So can you talk to us a little bit about your upcoming customer acquisition strategy?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. So Meta is different now. You can't actually do what we did back in 2018. They don't do the natural growth algorithm anymore. The next thing is TikTok. Our family businesses actually have a collective of more than 100,000 followers on it, and we can easily get those followers on our new business. So.
I noticed that the other property has a swimming pool.
Yeah.
Are you going to find a property that already has one? Are you thinking about building one? I think that might be an issue if they have a pool and you don't. What are your thoughts there?
We actually built that with our revenue. So I said we doubled our valuation every a year and a half. So we just rolled our revenue into building more assets in that land. So yeah, we didn't even build that at the onset of the beginning. All right, good luck.
All of costly branded medicines and limited access to drugstore. You might wonder why the problem exists. So there are 4 reasons. First, a lot of people in India think that branded medicines are better because they are expensive. Therefore, that's what drug stores are selling. And also, India is the biggest exporter of the generic medicines all over the globe. However, generic medicines, generic Aadhaar company that I'll be partnering with, besides that company, all the other companies that manufacture those medicines, they prefer exporting rather than selling in India because there are more profit margins out there in the other countries compared to India. However, generic Aadhaar, this company that I'm partnering up with, they have revolutionized the industry that they don't want to export, rather sell to Indians and empower our Indian community rather than making more profit. In terms of solution, I have a unique advantage because I grew up in West Bengal and moved to the city of Delhi with my parents. So I have a first-hand experience of what the problem has been over the years, and as my family is still living there, what are they going through? And I've experienced the impact that generic Aadhaar company have made. In fact, this company was started in 2018, and they have done so well that they have numerous presence in various cities of India. In fact, my mother is a diabetic patient for over years, and she was using branded medicines, but she switched to using generic Aadhaar's product in 2020 based on the reviews, and she has been using it since then. So besides the cost advantage of and home delivery, I'll also have the first mover advantage of having no competition within 15 miles of radius because I'll be the first one. Excuse me. So yeah, based on the survey we did, we already have a potential good customer base for our first retail drugstore. And in terms of scalability, there is a significant demand out there of 500 plus drugstore in just my serviceable available market. So I can easily scale from one retail drugstore to multiple drugstore in the times to come. In terms of funding, my wife and I, we have worked over the years and saved about 40% towards the startup cost. And rest of the money, I have some angel investor in mind, and which I'll be working with to secure rest of the funding for my first startup. In terms of the income forecast, I already, considering the prevalent health issues and the demand, we should be able to reach our break-even point in about 4 to 5 months, and then generate a net sales of around $11,500 monthly. And based on the customer size, we only need about 400 customers making a purchase of around $30 to $40, which should be very easy because locally in every average drugstore there is roughly about 1,000 to 1,200 customers monthly, so we should easily be able to have 400. And with 40% margin profit as promised by the manufacturer, our net profit will boil down to $30,600 from one retail drugstore. And I'm hoping to start about 5 stores in 10 years and generate a net profit of around $700,000. In terms of branding, so my this year's goal is to continue to work towards getting the funding and work with the government officials to get the licensing. In the meantime, my uncle, who's also my business partner, living there with my grandparents, he's working there as a teacher, so he'll be holding seminars with students' parents, educating people that generic medicines are just as same as branded medicine with the same efficacy. They are cheap only because of no patent involvement, not because it has a lower components or lower quality components. And besides that, he'll also be working with the local health professional to be able to build that community to empower the people out there. And here is my team, and if things go well, we should have our drugstore running by the end of this year. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Can you hear me? So Kundan, you've been in this competition many times, right? 10th time. And last year, you won in the Great Ideas, first place. So what have you done with your concept, with your plan from your winning of last semester to change it to what it is today? Thank you. You said that most people in India think that the higher cost medicines are better because they cost more. And so you've got a branding issue to take care of to convince them that the lower cost medicines will help them in their health. How do you plan to do that?
So assuming you can make that change in the community and get them to believe that the generics are better, or at least as good, right? That they can spend less and get the same. What's to stop your competitors from offering that then in their stores, and how are you going to compete at that point?
Yes, so as I said, I have the first mover advantage because the company is doing so well in the cities, they are present in the cities. So I'll have the first mover advantage because I'll be the first one tapping the underserved region. So I've come on agreement with the area manager that there should be no complete zone within 15 miles of radius, at least in my serviceable available market. And he said, okay, as long as you will be the first one, nobody else does it before you, then you will have that.
Can you talk to us a little bit about online opportunities? I think for many of us, we might be unfamiliar with the opportunities there, so it would be interesting to hear a little bit how you thought about opportunities to actually make sales online and then just focus on maybe the distribution, because it seems like you're primarily focused on both the cost thing, that's one of the issues you're trying to solve for the users. The other aspect is access. So can you talk a little bit about both of them from like an online point of view?
Mic test.
Test. Okay, this is just if you guys want to reference for questions. There you go. Thank you, Mike. David, thanks. Hello.
Okay, aloha, I'm Mariah, and this is Spotless, North Shore's best vacation rental cleaning services. As you guys know, North Shore has the highest density of short-term rental properties. There's over 1,400 properties that have to be cleaned and restocked every single day. But all of the professional cleaning services are located in town, which is an hour to an hour and a half away. So Spotless solves this issue by having a team of vacation cleaners that come and clean the property for the host. All they have to do is schedule, and we'll take care of the rest. We have a strong competitive edge because all these other cleaning companies that I reached out to are located in town, which is too far away, or didn't even get back to me when I reached out to them. So Spotless is located on the North Shore. We provide high quality every single time, and we specialize in vacation rentals. Our business model is simple, but it works. And we know that it works because in just a few weeks of advertising, I added 5 more properties to my client base. All we do is charge a base rate based on the size of the property. So our smallest is $125, and our biggest is $500. We projected revenue based on the net income for March, which was $1,400, and based on that demand that we saw after just a few weeks of advertising. So we expect to be able to make $97,000 after 1 year of operations. Our main expense is going to be labor. Additional expenses include supplies and property insurance. As I said, the operations are very simple for the host. That's the goal, that they won't have to worry about their property. All they do is schedule right now on Calendly when they need it cleaned. But I hope to expand to use Acuity, which is a more professional service. They can even put more details on that, like what they need cleaned. They can attach pictures, and we can respond and do confirmations. Our phase 1 is just on the North Shore, Haleiwa to Ka'ava. We don't want to spread ourselves too thin until we have a strong clientele base and a good brand name. But after we dominate the North Shore, which has the most of the short-term rentals, there is potential to spread to Oahu and even other Hawaii islands. The biggest struggle, if you guys all know this already, is having quality employees. I can teach anybody to clean at the same standard that I can, but there's things that you can't train. And so my biggest challenge is going to be, as I bring on more employees, making sure that they have that same high standard of cleaning quality so that my guests have a good experience. I'm a hospitality and tourism management student. I know that a positive guest experience is the most important thing. That's what's going to guarantee me business in the future. If these property owners have a good experience with my cleaners, they will keep using us over and over and again, and they will spread the word to their other friends who also own properties. That's going to be our best form of marketing. To ensure this, Marcus suggested yesterday that I pay my employees higher, and so now I'm considering paying them $22 an hour. That will help my employees realize that this is a real job, that they need to take it seriously, and that the expectations are higher. I also spoke with Yoshi Ozaki, who is the head of housekeeping at Turtle Bay, which is now a Ritz-Carlton, a luxury brand, and I asked him how he helps his cleaners clean at such a high quality when the expectations are high. He told me to have a 2 to 4 week training period to make sure that the employees that I bring on will keep my company brand high. The main goal, like I said, is that they will have a positive guest experience. I want every single property owner to be able to say that we gave them a 5-star experience. Yoshi said that if you take care of your guests, they will take care of you. They will guarantee that you have business in the future. So the most important thing is that we are a reliable, high-quality, and local cleaning business here on the North Shore so that every property owner can have a spotless guest stay. Thank you. Yeah.
If your dreams come true, what does this business look like in the coming 10 years? 10 years from now?
Yeah, in 10 years, it's going to be housekeeper forever. So right now I'm one of the main cleaners with a few other students that I'm bringing on. But within the next year or two, I want to just be behind the scenes, be the manager, be directing it kind of, behind the scenes. And eventually, after that, I could hire one of the cleaners who shows potential or someone else that I bring on the team to be the main manager. So I'd still be the founder of this company, operating it behind the scenes, but not as like hands-on.
And in terms of like the size of the business, like what do you think the business will look like in 10 years in terms of the size?
I want to have that name brand strong here on the North Shore. I know that there's a huge demand already on the North Shore, and so just staying on the North Shore for the next few years is what I'm envisioning. If that goes really well and the company like flow and the model of the company works really well, then I would consider expanding to Honolulu and things like that. I have gotten offers to clean in Honolulu and Kaneohe, but it's just too far right now, and it kind of defeats the purpose of Spotless is so that it's more local, right? Because the cleaners right now are traveling. So if I do go out to town, that's kind of reversing why I created Spotless. But it could work if I had like subsections, you know? If I had a team that focused in Laie and I had a team that focused in town, something like that.
Your comment just there that you were contacted from somebody in Honolulu to come down there and clean and you told them no, I think is a really good thing. Your vision is good because you're, what you hear. Oh, they can. Okay. No.
Test.
Now I can't remember what I said. But keeping your vision out there is good, because a lot of times when you want to start a business, you want to go get anything and everything wherever you got to go. And building your base is really important. I think you've demonstrated that in your presentation, so good job.
With the
number of employees that you're anticipating having. Do you see transportation to the various sites a challenge?
People, if so, that's great and they can use it. I've also looked into having a company vehicle where if they're located here in Latie, they can use that. And that would of course include insurance and other costs, but it might be an easy form for them. Another option is, I know some companies like Kualoa Ranch provide free bus passes for their employees. And so those are kind of my two options, having a company vehicle or looking into getting like bus passes for my employees so that they can travel up and down the North Shore more freely.
But if they were taking bus, what about the cleaning supplies? Are they going to be carrying those with them as well?
A lot of properties their own with the provided, then they would definitely have to take the company vehicle. But seeing as the supplies hasn't even been a huge expense or concern up to this point, if that property has their own supplies that they prefer using, then they don't even need to transport anything. So it would just kind of be logistics of making sure which property they're traveling to has the supplies or if they're taking it with them.
Agreement with them to have those supplies there in every location.
At the property, then when the cleaner gets there, they don't have to worry about bringing it every time.
Noticed yesterday, but that you're Spotless.
We're gonna have a 5-minute break real quick. This is so that we can figure out some of the microphone problems we've been having. And so feel free to use the bathroom, hang out if you want. We're gonna be testing our mics for 5 minutes and we'll start up then. Thank you. Can you hear me? We're talking, talking. Test, 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 test. Thank you guys for your patience. We hope that we figured out the issue with some of the mics and that we'll be able to continue on. I think we have about 4 or 5 more presentations, and our next team is going to be Avance. So round of applause.
Mic test. Aloha judges. I am Lance and I would like to introduce you to Avance. Simply, Avance is a Philippine-based accounting firm that offers outsourced accounting services to US small and medium-sized companies. Yesterday, we went over my business plan. So I won't go over the same things I went over yesterday. So for today, I would like to focus on 5 things, hopefully, that will hopefully clarify some of the concerns and some of the questions. First is my why. I have 2 problems that I'm trying to address. The first one, the United States is facing a significant shortage of accountants. We looked at yesterday that according to Deloitte, 78% of companies are having trouble hiring accountants. The second problem that I'm trying to address is that Filipino accounting graduates here from BYU Hawaii are very competent, very skillful, some of the best accounting students here, but because of visa restrictions would have to go back to the Philippines. And when they go back there, they have lack of opportunities, and if they can find a job, it's very low paying. And so Avance would connect these 2 challenges and bridge them together, offering a solution to the United States and offering a solution and a job opportunity for Filipino accounting graduates. These are some of the services that we offer. As an accounting firm, we offer bookkeeping and payroll services, to tax, to audit services. The second one that I'm trying to clarify is our process. Our process is in-house. We have our own team of US-educated Filipino accountants. In-house as well, we also have our US certified public accountants. So all of the review, all of the work that we do will be done in-house in our firm back in the Philippines. You won't have to worry about anything. We do all the hard work for you so that you can focus on the more important part of your businesses. You can focus on scaling and growing your businesses. You can focus on your relationships. And if you need it, our CPAs, our accountants can sit with you, strategize with you, offer you solutions, and work with you on how you can save more money, earn more profit, or lessen your taxes, and all those things.
Lance, before you click off that slide, can you go back to it?
Yes.
The middle paragraph there says that all of the work that your people are doing is going to be reviewed by US CPAs for quality assurance.
Yes.
Can you talk to me about what your thought is there and how long that would last? That kind of oversight and review long term would be devastating to your business and your credibility probably. So what's your thought? I mean, what's the purpose and how long does it last and how do you grow out of that?
So our US CPAs are in-house. For example, after I graduate, I can grab my own CPA license and I'll be working on my business, I'll be reviewing. I will also be looking for a partner that will also be in-house back in the Philippines who is also US certified. In fact, all of my accountants, since they are coming from here, they also are able to pursue US CPA licenses, even Masters in Accounting and other certifications, allowing us to provide great oversight. So we won't be partnering with US firms here. We won't be partnering with other third-party accounting firms here, but we all have our own team back in the Philippines.
Got it. So is this basically the same standard of any accounting firm? A junior partner gets reviewed or has oversight until you have some confirmation of his reliability and credibility?
Yes. So we assure that all of our quality, everything we do is quality work, everything passes US GAAP, IFRS, all the standards that would make us be competitive to all the accounting firms as well.
Got it. Thank you.
Next that I only have 30 seconds left, so next that I want to clarify is, okay, one of the things that I really want to clarify is our first target market. We want to start at Utah. Utah has over 300,000 small businesses. Now, in Utah, we can start with our cold calling, we can start email marketing, social media marketing. We can start with our appeal to them because they understand, a lot of BYU alumni there, they understand the quality of accounting students that BYU campuses produce. And so we are going to appeal to them and work with them and see if we can start having our first few clients. And moving from there, we are going to work on referral networks. We're going to work on expanding our market base. The second that, another thing that I want to focus on is my financial projections. For my financial projections, we know, and if I can come closer, I have, okay. For financial projections, lots of the comments, and you can take that time, pass it around. Lots of the comments I had yesterday, my price was too low. And maybe even, I'm not scaling it properly. This scenario right here at 4,500 almost profit in my first year, 13,000 in second year, and 23,000 is the very base that I can assure. It's $20 per hour at about 248 hours per client. But based on the comments yesterday, if I bump it up to $25 per hour, scale my business faster, which is very, very possible in this type of business, then the numbers there would almost double. At year 5, I can look at over $120,000, or that's about $6 million for us in the Philippines. I would like to offer the rest of the time to you judges for the question.
So my other question would be similar to Dave's earlier, to DavaSeva. You were in the Great Ideas competition. You've been working at this for a while. Can you walk us through the progress you've been able to make in the business itself since that last semester?
Yes. So last semester, I was able to get into the semifinals. I wasn't able, unfortunately, to get into the finals. So what I did to improve was to make sure that I can start calling clients. I've started reaching out to Team 1 Management. Team 1 Management is based in Utah, Farmington. They manage Chevron gasoline stations and the convenience stores that are surrounding it. And so I'm planning to set up an appointment with him, call him, and make sure and see if there's a possibility that I can grab him as my client. I'm also reaching out to other possible clients, and by this summer, I'm hopefully be able to call some more clients and hopefully tell them about this business idea, tell them about the benefits that they'll be getting, the cost, the savings that they'll be receiving, and hopefully move forward from there on. So thank you for bringing that.
Thank you.
I'll ask a similar question as I asked to Mariah, and that is, if all the stars are aligned, like how big can this become, like beyond what you're showing here, if you're even more aggressive?
Thank you so much. And that is one thing that I really wanted to cover earlier. My vision, although I have an exit strategy plan, but my vision for this company is to go global. We want it not only to be servicing US companies, but we want to be able to develop proper partnerships and hire proper accountants so that we may be able to service other countries as well. We also want to be able to offer this job opportunities not only to Filipino students, but also to other nationalities. And basically venture out instead of just a US to the Philippines combination, we can venture out to other countries and other nationalities as well. And hopefully through my scalability plan, we're focusing first on really the foundation and establishing credibility, focusing on marketing strategies and implementing all those scalability plans. I'll hopefully be able to achieve this very quickly.
So in this realm that you're working in, there's a lot of trust that needs to be built up. How are you going to get that trust, and also how many CPAs are you going to be needing to be able to do this?
For my projections for the first 3 years, I'll be needing 2 CPAs. So I'll be starting with 1 CPA, which is going to be who I'm going to be really working with, and hopefully I'll be able to also get my CPA license. Then I can also provide oversight for my own company. So 2 CPAs would help us suffice or provide quality service for the first 3 years of operation, maybe even 4 to 5 years. Then we can start hiring more CPAs. Or afterwards, because my employees are educated here, we can send them to sponsorships, send them to MAC degrees, and hopefully they'll also be able to get their own CPA licenses in the future. So then they can also provide further oversight. As we continue to acquire new accountants, other accountants who have been working in the company would step up in the ladder and provide oversight.
So if you have those who are earning their CPA license as well, what's your plan to keep them on with your company as opposed to going independent?
It would most likely be going to be, it's either increasing their salaries, if I can provide them with shares, or if I can provide them with an ownership in the company, but not to the point that would dilute everybody else's share or my share in the company, then that would be beneficial for them. I would try to compete with the offer that they'll be receiving for US companies, because once they're US certified, then they can work directly. But working with them, trying to understand what their needs are, trying to understand if an ownership in the company or a higher salary would keep them, then that would be, I think that's one thing that I can do to keep them working with the business or working with me.
Let me ask you a question. What if your motorcycle, your source of livelihood, was stolen overnight? What if you're left paying on something you no longer have? In the Philippines, it's not a what if, it's a reality. With more than 18 million motorcycles running on the road every day, 30,000 motorcycles are being stolen annually. And judges, behind each stolen motorcycle is a livelihood lost. Just like Ralph's neighbor, who worked very hard just to buy a brand new motorcycle on installment, and on the next day, it's gone. And now he has to pay the bank for 3 years with nothing to ride. Imagine the devastation. This is the kind of pain we want here to stop, now once and for all. We, Safe Zone, we will sign an exclusive distribution agreement with the leading technology company in Vietnam, Osano, who built this advanced anti-theft GPS technology designed for motorcycle. And along with this ready developed app that is simple, intuitive, and tailored the needs for every Filipino riders. With our smart device that utilizes Japanese technology, users can track their motorcycle real time, get instant alert around if the theft is detected, will protect their battery, and the most coolest part here is that the users can shut down their motorcycle instantly along using the app.
We will be the first motorcycle security company that will engage in partnership with the leading motorcycle dealerships in the country. And these are the benefits that we offer. For the dealerships, we provide for them an increase in revenue, protection against inventory loss. We help them stand out in the competition, and we also help them build a reputation as a dealership that prioritizes motorcycle security. These dealerships combined sells over hundreds of thousands of motorcycles every single month. How did we know this? Because we talked to them. We spoke to them during our internship spanning in Vietnam and in the Philippines. And they're exactly looking for this kind of device that adds premium value to their motorcycle offering. And they're only waiting for us to officially launch this business in the Philippines soon. For the consumers, we will dramatically reduce the risk of their motorcycle from being stolen using our advanced technology. And for us, SafeZone, this business-to-business partnership, we can scale faster, reduce marketing costs, and we ensure on a monthly basis bulk order.
All right, so our business model is very scalable and sustainable in the following reasons. First, we offer 1-year free subscription trial for our customers to ensure that our service is working and it's effective to them. And second, we earn in 2 ways. The tracker that we have here and the subscription base with us selling. And third one is we back it all up with certified installers and 24/7 chat support. So we are asking $66,500 in funding for the operating expenses, training the technician, and marketing. In exchange, we are offering up to 15% equity. So we projected to recover the investment within 4 months in operation. And in the first year, we're going to have a $162,000 in net income with an increase of 54% in year 2, which is 286,000 in net profit, and in year 3 is 388,000 profit.
Good job, y'all. I had a question. You said that you were going to offer the first year free, but then talked about how much income you would make in the first year. How does that math work if you're offering it for free for the first year?
All right, so our income statement is like that because we are doing the COGS that we're going to deal is through consignment. It means that the dealer shops that we're going to have will order to us, and then we're going to have a consignment agreement with the company, which is also known in Vietnam,
And with that, we're going to have an agreement with them that, hey, we need this item, this number of items, and then we're going to pay you when our partner here in the Philippines going to pay us. So that kind, we're going to reduce our operating expenses and COGS as well.
And to answer, to add to that answer, for the first year, we have 0 fee for the subscription, not for the hardware. Because in the first year, once they signed up for the device, once they get the device, we will have them 1 year free trial for the software so that they will enjoy all the features that our software offers. But for the tracker, yes, we earn from them.
Oh, so they're paying up front for the tracker, and then the software,
Yes.
you have a subscription afterwards. Okay.
Yes.
Why hasn't this worked in the, actually you had Vietnam on your slides and then Philippines. Are you talking Vietnam or Philippines?
We're talking about Philippines, but we've been in Vietnam last summer break. We did our internship with this company that manufactures this advanced GPS, anti-theft GPS technology.
So why hasn't this idea worked in the Philippines yet?
Because as an iWork student, we are not allowed to engage any activity, even within our country of residence. Actually, these dealerships that we're speaking with, they're already asking us to ship some of the devices to them so that they can have it in their, as part of their offering. But we're trying to be, you know, followers of the law.
Appreciate that.
So is the product being sold in Vietnam?
Yes, they have 100,000 plus users already in Vietnam. We want us to take this technology in the Philippines, which to our surprise, when we talk to these dealerships, they have one common response. We never had this kind of advanced technology, GPS tracker here in the Philippines.
Do you have any type of exclusive licensing agreement with the manufacturer to, or, you know, so somebody else can just come in and do the exact same thing?
Yeah, so the company also in Vietnam, they have already a patent for their technology. And what we're going to do is we will apply an exclusive licensing right. That way we'll have an exclusive territorial right, international shouldn't issue, and then we will have an exclusive usage of the device. And again, we're also going to apply for a non-compete clause, meaning there will be no other company in the Philippines that will sell the technology from this company, only us.
So what if somebody bought a motorcycle, had that put on, and then they wanted to sell the motorcycle, and the new owner says, I don't need that?
Well, the owner has option. They can transfer the account to the buyer, or they can just cancel it out and have the buyer purchase another account for this for the software.
So if the device is removed, will it still run?
It will still work. It will still work. Even if you unsubscribe, it will still work. The only thing, you cannot use the function of the software in our device. Yeah.
So if I understood right, you've got an agreement with the manufacturer to provide all the capital for your inventory and to carry the cost of that capital until you get paid by the dealer?
Yeah. So we will sign a supplier credit agreement with a company in Vietnam. So that way we can cut down, we will eliminate the cost of COGS, which is very expensive because we're going to get this device $18 in Vietnam, and then we sell them to the dealership $27, and then the dealership has to mark it up 100% for their, as part of their offering. Thank you.
respected judges, faculty members, and audience. Aloha. Aloha. Myself, Akil Emmanuel.
And my name is Ethan Plaster.
And we are Genesis Education Consultants. Genesis is not just a business, it's have a broad vision and a mission that can change Christian people life, Christian people students in Pakistan. I believe education can change life and one opportunity can bright their future. With that mindset, I start my business in 2022 to help Christian students to go and study abroad. In 2022, I focus on the three main services. One is university application, second visa documentation, and third English proficiency exams preparation. I started with the UK market with these 5 universities on board, which helped me to steam my revenue because in the UK, the universities paid commission to the international student consultancy firm, which helped me to grow my business. I start with the 5 universities and within 2 years, I got 25 universities on board. My market analysis, over 5 million students study abroad annually from Pakistan, and Pakistan is in top 10 ranked university country which sends students to abroad for higher education. According to the report of UNESCO, in 2020, 64,000 students from Pakistan went abroad for higher education. Out of 880 students were Christian. Why it is that like 63,000 students were Muslim and only 880 students were Christian? Because in Pakistan, Christians suffer religious barrier. That made me feel to start my consultancy firm to help my community. So in our market analysis, we talk like 35% Christian students, 40% Muslims, and 25% international students through our marketing tools on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram boosting. Our competitive analysis, we have 2 main companies in Pakistan. One is HS and the other one is HR. HR founded in 1993, which is a pioneer in this business, and HS started in 2003. Why we stand out? Because number 1, they are not focused on the Christian community and we are focusing on the Christian community. Number 2, they charge high service charges. They charge $400 to $500 of their consultancy fee and we charge only $200. Our market sales strategy, I use all the tools, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I also help students to raffle program. If they raffle me student, they will get 10% discounts and advertisement through churches, local school clubs and student organization. And we also do free services like webinars, workshop and career service.
So our main 3 revenue streams are going to be the student fees from the beginning, an extra charge if they want English proficiency help, and then the main revenue stream coming from this commission from the universities that we send the students to. And as you can see, these projections are pretty high, and the 2 main reasons for that is because 1, we're a service. We don't have to manufacture anything, so we're able to keep our costs pretty low as we start out. And 2, because the US dollar and the British pound goes a long way in Pakistan because of the conversion rate. So because we're going to be based in Pakistan, in Karachi at first, our starting costs are going to be very low. And we're going to be contributing around $2,500 each at the beginning ourselves, bootstrapping, to start our business, which is going to go towards things like registration, setting up an office, marketing, and just operating at the beginning. Thank you.
Looks like there's quite a demand for what you're wanting to do. Some of the things that I'm concerned about is, so is this an up and running business now?
Yes.
It's going now. And how long has it been going?
Yes, but I'm not working because I'm a full-time student, but I have an office in the UK, Manchester, so my business partner looking after the office.
Okay, so it's just in the UK right now?
Yes, in the UK.
Okay.
Yeah.
As far as what you're going to be needing for, like if you're going to be teaching English, do you have a plan in place for that, and how long you're looking to be able to get that implemented?
Okay, so we start, in the beginning, we just start with us, but later we're going to hire our English proficiency teacher who helps students preparing for English tests like IELTS, TOEFL.
And how long do you think that will take for them, for students become proficient in the English language?
So IELTS and TOEFL, like if they have a higher education, like if they are high school graduates, so they just take 1 month training, and within 1 month they are prepared.
Would they be prepared enough to come to BYU Hawaii?
For sure.
Okay.
So Akil, you've got like a $450,000 projection this year. It's April.
Yes.
So what is revenue to date
To date, the current revenue,
this year?
yeah, this year we are expecting to hit like 56,000.
What is it to date? Not expected to hit. What have you already hit? You have hit?
The thing is that our business is a seasonal business, so we work on the semester wise. So it depends how many students we send each semester. So we make a lot of money in the fall semester because in the UK mostly universities open their admissions in the fall. So during that fall, and we will get the overall revenue in December when we get the commission. So we just projection our amount, our figures.
What did you do last year?
The last year it was like 48.
And when you look at what you're trying to build and the complexity of growing and finding both students and universities to put them into, what's the biggest risk you see?
The scam towards the students, because we are service industry and it's a lot of the trust. But for the Christian community, my dad was a priest in the Anglican church, so people have trust, and he served in the church for 33 years. And I'm also an alumni of a Catholic school, so which helped me to engage with my community easily, and they can have trust. Second thing, like we are not asked them to pay upfront, which our consultancy fee is like $200. We have to break it, like they have to pay $100 to start the process, and when they finish the process, then they have to pay the $100 remaining.
Can you quickly talk to us a little bit about the gap in the market? You mentioned specifically the need for support for the Christian students. I think it would be helpful for us to get a sense of how big is that market, and the Christian students, when they turn to one of the incumbents, what's the problem there?
Okay, so the number one thing, it's about, like in Pakistan, 97% population were Muslim. And all in this business, these giant companies, they are run by the Muslim people. And we have a religious barrier, and we have jealousy. So mostly our community faced that challenge. I faced this challenge myself when I start struggling about studying abroad. So that makes me feel, and I have empathy for my community, that they have to face the same thing. So the market size of Christians there in Pakistan, especially, I'm from Karachi, and Karachi is the largest city in Pakistan. So we have like around 100 million students from my community. And annually they apply like around 10,000 students who like to go and study abroad. Out of, because of the headaches and hardship, they got accept like 500 students, 600 students. But during my time, when I start my business in 2 years, I sent around 800 students to the UK.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There we go. Everybody can hear me. Okay, perfect. So So hello everybody, I'm Bowen Satterthwaite. I'm the founder of Rockas Bing. Now I need everybody to do something for me really quick and close your eyes. I want you all to imagine you're at the beach with your family. It's a beautiful sunny day, but it's hot, you're tired, and you're ready to go home. But before you do, you want a cold, refreshing treat. Now I want you all to look at the screen and open your eyes. This is Rockas Bing. It's a Taiwanese style shave ice. And so there's a lot of shave ice places in Hawaii. So you might ask, why start another one? And it's a great question. So it begins with our product. It's something that I had while I was living in Taiwan. They call it shui hua bing, which translates to snowflake ice, just to give you a little bit of an idea of what its texture would be like. As far as our competitive analysis goes, Matsumoto's probably our biggest competitor. As when someone comes to Hawaii, they already know about them. It's a tourist destination. They want to go there. And that's ultimately the goal for Rockas, and I'm going to tell you how we're going to do that. So for one, our shave ice is completely different than the classic Hawaiian style shave ice. We hand make our own ice cream flavors, like with mango, strawberry. Shave it like shave ice for a lot fluffier and creamier texture that just falls apart in your mouth, compared to the Hawaiian shave ice where they take an ice block, put syrup on it, and it kind of just turns into sugar water. As you can see, it's a very aesthetic product as well. We top it with fresh fruit, ice cream, sweet condensed milk, and syrup for an explosion of flavor that just falls apart in your mouth. And so this is a company that is actually operating right now, so everybody come and try it. Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6:30. It's a food truck just down the street, and our mission is to unite the spirit of Taiwan and Hawaii. So at Rockas, we're not just another food truck. We're here to build a brand and an experience. This is a current project we're working on right now in the back of our trailer. It's a three-dimensional surf wave, so that tourists will want to come, stop, take pictures, and share it with their friends. So that way they know when they come to Hawaii, they want to go to Rockas Bing and not Matsumoto. From there, we've got 100% five-star ratings, and 90 of them were in just a couple of months. So people love our product. They stop by in the beginning of their trip, and they come back one more time at the end of their trip because they just had to get it one more time before they go home. And we're incorporating cool sales promotions like Date Night Tuesdays, Cake Eat Free Mondays to try and gain a little bit of the market with the locals as well. Well, talking a little bit about financials, so each unit costs us about $2 to make, and we're able to sell it for 10, so it's got an awesome profit margin. This is our team here. I'm the founder. I've got 3 employees because we really want to be consistent. A lot of food trucks, they're open, they're closed, you never know when they're going to be there. We're dedicated to providing consistent hours. And our whole goal is to nail the operations now so we can scale it in the future. Within the next year, we're looking at expanding to Ala Moana and starting another location there. Getting into our financials, so February was our first month of actually being open every day. And the first week, we were losing money every single day, and I was like, crap, I don't know if this is going to work. But by the end of the first month in February, we were able to profit $1,000. And so going into March, in the second month, we actually grew by 125%. So our revenue went from $5,000 to $11,500, and we profited $5,600. So it was really cool to see the growth in such a short time. So here you can see it. First month in February was $1,000. Going into March, we grew 125%, which we were really excited about. And this is a base case scenario for our future projections. I think we will outdo these numbers. This is just for common restaurants in Hawaii. We're looking at being closer to about $130,000 in revenue if we can keep this pace that we're on. Thank you.
So Bowen, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got into this and why you decided to do it and what you did to actually get your trailer and all the stuff that went with that?
Yeah, great question. So I bootstrapped it myself. I went out and did a sales job so I could earn commissions to start this business. That was my whole goal. Because I had it while I was in Taiwan and I just loved it. I was like, wow, this stuff is absolutely incredible. And so starting in fall of 2023, I actually started doing the research and development. I bought a food trailer, started doing the branding, the painting, trying to make it what I wanted it to be as an experience. 2024, we just did pop-up events. And so we were just kind of trying to nail the product, get it down, and then as of just a couple months ago, we opened full-time operations. So it's been really cool to see From the beginning of my first Great Ideas presentation in 2023 fall, when it was just an idea, to actually seeing it come to fruition and now having it be open every single day, a place that locals and tourists can count on for a delicious shave ice.
Great idea. I look forward to trying one. Quick question. In my community, there was a guy who started making ice cream. And this ice cream became very popular in our town. He moved from a food truck to a brick and mortar location, and then he just got really tired of making ice cream and kind of just quit. With a block of ice, it's not that big of a deal to just buy a block of ice, but you're having to make this in-house. What are your plans for expanding and not having to spend 24/7 making blocks of ice cream?
Yes, that is a great question. So that's something that I've dealt with in the beginning of this, right? Because I've been very hands-on in these first couple of months, and I've been making a lot of blocks of ice cream. But right now I'm actually training up a manager to take my role, so that way I can step back from the day-to-day operations, making the ice cream, and just more oversee the marketing and the financials of the company and expanding it. So I'm in the process of training employees so that they can overtake my position in the day-to-day.
So walk me through the scaling side of making the product. I think I understand how you scale selling the product, just more trailers, more locations.
Yeah.
How big a hassle, how big a space? I mean, what does that look like?
Yeah, great question. So right now it's all made in-house in my trailer, and I just have a 12-block unit freezer that I imported from Taiwan. But they make those freezers up to 36 units. So as demand grows, I just get another freezer. Obviously, with more employees comes more labor and more costs, but it wouldn't be a very difficult
So do you envision
process
each
to-
trailer having its own freezer right there? You just pull them right out of the
Absolutely.
freezer and shave them?
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
So I'm super interested to hear a little bit about your plans for marketing. So the differentiation initially may not be super obvious, so you can easily drive by a truck like this and it just looks like another shave ice place, right? Well,
Right.
Whereas the product is actually quite different.
Mhm.
So can you talk to us a little bit about like a little bit more specifically about the go-to-market plans and the marketing and how you can focus on an experience? You showed the wave thing, but talk to us a little bit more granularity around that.
Yeah, that's a great question because that is a current struggle that we are dealing with. Is a lot of people will just see it and they think it's a typical shave ice place. And so one that we're really pushing right now is our Instagram. We have promotions where if someone posts us on their Instagram, we'll give them a discount when they come back. So we're really trying to help people to share it on their own Instagrams, as well as, like you mentioned, the photo booth that we're trying to do. So that way people will see it, they want to come and try it, as well as just making sure, like in our Google and our Yelp, that the descriptions of it, people understand that it's shave ice cream and not just shave ice. So we're still working on some ideas on that, and honestly, I haven't figured it out. That is something that I'm trying to improve on. Yeah.
Well, approximately how many, well, I know I've heard from other people that they've gone there and it's just been packed. How long does it take to get your order to be able to do that?
Great question. And so with me, I've had a lot of experience at doing it. I can do it in just a couple minutes. And so that's been a challenge with employees. I have 3 wonderful employees, but trying to make sure they understand the quality that it needs to be at, as well as getting the reps in so they can get it out as fast as possible as well. But they're closer to about 4 or 5 minutes. So it is a premium item. It takes longer than shave ice. It is a little bit more of a wait, but that is definitely something that we're working on in cutting down those times so people don't have to wait as long.
Is there any way of doubling the amount that could come out with the proper equipment?
Yes, absolutely. So the biggest thing is labor right now. That's my biggest cost as well.
morning. My name is Douglas Madruga. I'm the founder of USA Connect. I already talked to you guys yesterday about the needs the international students have before arriving in the United States. They face many challenges from the English proficiency exam into the immigration process. It's a lot of things that they need to do. And the solution that I found was create a facilitator, a USA Connect. This facilitator have two products so far. My first product, it's an online course teaching them step by step what they need to do in order to arrive here, helping them with the immigration process and helping them with the English proficiency exam. My second product, it's a personalized assistance where I sit down with them one-on-ones and I help them and I figure out their struggles and their fears. Now, I heard you guys' feedback from yesterday. I understand that I could separate my online course. Right now it's very comprehensive. I could put the English proficiency exam being a different course and the immigration process being another course and selling them separate. But already answering the questions that are to come, I'm trying to put them all together and charging them a $49.99 for the course as of for right now to get the foot out of the door, to get the word out. I know that even if I come and charge over to $150, I'm still be cheaper than most of my competition. So my business model right now relies on Hotmart. Hotmart, it's an online platform that exists to do affiliate marketing. By setting a high commission to them, I attract a lot of sales force and they sell my online course. My online course brings people to the personalized assistance. Through referral incentives, I bring more people to the online course and this cycle goes on and on. The funding that I need mostly is to do the translation of my videos right now. I want to open for the Chinese market and the Filipino market. I have done researches, I've done surveys. I know that there is a gap, I know that there is a need. The results that I got so far, I opened my course for pre-launched for a week. I sold it 45. 30 of them are already ready to come here to the United States. And this number is even bigger than what is shown on the screen. The data and the research is clear. Online products are on the rise. My competition right now, they solely focus on the English proficiency exam. Most of the apps or most of the courses out there, it's just English proficiency exam and they charge top dollar for it. The reason why people should choose us, we are a multi-language support, comprehensive support, and we're affordable. The projections I have so far, selling 700 courses, we're looking to have a net profit of $22,000. Half of that, if we sell half of that, we're breaking even on this first stage, so 350 courses. And my marketing and sales strategy revolves around Hotmart. Hotmart is going to be a first stage. My second stage would be to cut them off and to have my own platform. And so then I don't need to pay them 50% of my profits. Now, scalability is something that will be very easy. Right now, I'm focusing on international students, but we have English as a second language teachers. We have tourists. We have high schoolers that are looking to have that exchange program experience that we could tackle on. And right now, I'm focused on US universities. We could scale over to the European universities. My risks are if the universities decide to do this, they could. They have the manpower and the funds to do so. I've been pitching this for 4 years and they haven't done it so far. So the thing is just I need to jump and do it before them. Thank you.
Thank you for a great presentation. You're mentioning the risk with affiliation with Hotmart, where you're currently sharing 50% of your revenue split, and you have plans to move away from that. Can you talk a little bit more about your go-to-market plans and what that would look like without Hotmart, and ideally as granular as possible?
Oh yeah. So without Hotmart, I will have to first have a secure platform that will have my course and people that can sign in and log out from. Mostly the profits that I'm giving to Hotmart, I will be reinvesting in paid social and doing other partnerships, especially with the English schools. I already have some partners in mind, English school partners. So most of the partners that I have are based in Brazil. And yeah, that will be more partnership and social media campaigns.
So Douglas, you've been in these competitions a few times.
9 times.
9 times. So from the first time till now, what have you learned? What have you done different to improve your business?
So the first time I was going all over the place. I had a lot of services, a lot of things that I was focusing on, helping not them with the pre-travel, but the after-travel. So with the competitions as they came, I started to narrow down the need, and I started to narrow down what I actually had to cut off. And I got to the point where, in the beginning, I only had a concept. Now I do have a course ready and selling it. So in the beginning, I had a lot of problems reinventing myself and figuring out what the needs of the people were. Right now, I have everything pretty much down to the book and to the teeth. So, and this competition had helped me a lot with that, for sure.
So all of your clientele, do you actually have to meet with people, or can it just be online, everything?
So right now, I'm online. Like the course is online. I do give them hours with me that I can meet one-on-ones at this first stage, so then I can figure it out what it works, what it doesn't. So this first group, this first batch that I pre-launched, I gave them about 3 hours with me just to figure it out, like what was working on the course and get some feedback. And the questions that I got, I just created more content and more videos so then I don't need to meet with them as often as I'm doing it. I'm still going to offer for this first, as soon as I launched, 1 hour with me together with the $49.99 with the course.
So are you expecting to go beyond Brazil?
Oh yes. No, so the course right now, I have it in 3 languages. I have Portuguese, English, and in Japanese. Like I said, my plan is to expand to China and the Philippines.
So is your marketing right now just general social media, or are you regionalizing it and focusing it on any country specifically?
So right now, with the pre-launched that week, I sold more in Brazil than in other places. My marketing, it is relying solely on Hotmart with that 50% commission.
But is that regionalized, or is it just anywhere in the world?
Oh, it's anywhere in the world that I have the language available to.
I think it's great that you listened to your customers and then brought things back to them that answered those questions. That's really good. My question is that if you move away from Heartmart, I'm sure they have the technology and the ability to keep this off of YouTube because that's their money too. Yeah. If you move away, what could you do to keep that from just being copied by somebody, put on YouTube, and what power are you going to have to do anything about it?
So first thing is my credibility. Credibility is really important. Right now, I'm receiving a lot of offers and a lot of people are coming back. Friends from the ones that already went through that first stage group that are saying like, hey, my friend referred me to you. They're already coming to United States. A lot of YouTube free videos, like they don't follow up with their clientele. They don't help them to go through the whole process the way that I'm doing. I'm there to follow up. I'm there to see like, hey, how long do you plan to come to United States? Oh, this is 6 months, 5 months. Thank you.
All right, thank you to all of our presenters. Huge round of applause for all of their performances. We'd also like to thank Media Services for coming out and for all of you for coming out and participating in the 2025 Empower Your Dreams. We're going to have the judges go discuss, and then we will reconvene at 2 o'clock, and that's when we will determine who are our top people. So please come back here at 2 o'clock. Thank you so much.